All right. And we're waiting just for a moment. Waiting for a couple of people to jump on. We're gonna jump over to there we have it as we wait for viewers to jump in. Let's see, I've got my pen here. I can be heard over here. Let's see. So today, I'm going to be doing a coloring of the, well, I'm not sure. I believe even saying this card's name is likely to get me demonetized. I'm doing the card XV. XV is one of the three major angel cards. As far as the angel cards go, or the ones where there are typically two figures separated by a higher consciousness, a higher being, typically just, depicted as something like an angel. There are two figures, human, always with it, and Temperance doesn't really fit that. Last Judgment does. I know that as far as the Divine Angel cards, it's either Temperance or Last Judgment that is one of the angel cards. Although it could be both. They're both the kind of higher state kind of thing. And then, of course, we have XV, which is kind of... It's all about the chains with this one. We've been live for about 3 minutes now. I do have a couple of people who are going to be jumping on. But right now I'm just watching to anybody who may have rewound. With the chains, with this card, I tried to break from tradition. Make it more something alien and otherworldly than anything else. And obviously, as a sci-fi horror fan, I used the inspiration of cosmic horror. What many would call esoteric horror, but instead of being born from just a black void, cosmic horror is just born from an alien world. It's something alien but terrifying. The alien from Aliens would be a cosmic horror, although it's definitely also in the form of existential there, because of its just need for humans to reproduce. That would definitely put it in an existential horror. With this card, I pulled a lot from... there's a wonderful poem set in... and I remember hearing the poem read live and writing down the name of the poet so that I could research it more. We're going to pull that over here. There we go. And let's see. Okay. Whoops. Control Z. Right. I am forgetting a couple of steps. File. Image adjustments. Goes adjustments. Image adjustments. I forgot how to do this part. Mode. There it is. Mode. Grayscale? Image adjustments. Mode. Sorry. Waiting for this to load. That's CMYK, which I will eventually adjust it to. But what I have found is RGB is actually better to work in and then adjust to CMYK when you're going to print. It makes for much better colors. We're going to duplicate this a couple of times. This is the process. This is it. Oh, whoops. No, we're not doing contiguous here. Actually, yeah, fuck it. We'll do contiguous this time. I want to get this done. Black and white. Okay. And here we go. Oops. Not to uncheck contiguous. And of course, we're just getting the base color down. Let's see. And I can see your chats if you jump in. I want to get this maybe here. Ooh. Control C, Control C. Forgot about that part. Okay. good. All right. And so we're going to try to work with shades here. And we're going to want to darken that. There we go. Control Z. Let's see. Where are the layers? Where are the layers? Layers. Good enough. This is really frustrating working with 3 screens in a live stream. This really makes it a difficult process. It's quite embarrassing doing this part over live stream. I'm probably going to just edit this out. I just wanted to get started, you know. I was going to sit in anxiety and fear of doing this. That's one of the things is, you know, I have such, despite the fact that I make these videos, I get so fearful of them, you know. And the process of making them is so incredibly, I mean, it's putting yourself out there, you know. And it's embarrassing to put yourself out there and scary, you know. And now I do like that. I was considering a shade of blue. Whenever I look at this, I of course see a shade of blue, but I feel red. Just a darkened shade of red. Really, we're gonna go down here, and we're gonna do these ones in the front as even darker. And what we're going to do is we're going to take them up in light as we go. Let's see, I did that shading. There we have it. Control Z. Control Z is your best friend when you're working with this. And I should actually switch over. I should switch over to my pen, and this is going to make this a lot more easy. Final pixels here. Oops, Control Z, Control Z. And working on this in a way that you can see me is also part of the difficulty that I have with this in particular. I have always wanted to do it in these cards. You know what? It looks like we're just, because of what I did, we're going to have to just put a layer of black under everything once we finish coloring, just to cover those pixels, which is perfectly fine. So here, let's go a lighter shade, maybe like that. And we could make that a gradient even. But for now, a general outline for what we want to do with this. And then we're going to start on those beautiful figures. I tried to make this as, you know, choices and characters that I could come up with. You know, but right now we just want to get a general color, and we can start these 3 major figures, artifacts and you know, I mean, this is because I draw it by hand. These pixels wouldn't be here if I didn't draw it by hand. And I love that. I love having those. You know, it's my imperfections. It's kind of like a digital footprint, you know? Now, I don't want to go darker there. I want to go lighter. There we go. I'll actually put this in that lighter shade. I like that. And we'll go in and let's just put in, yeah. Shade darker here on that, because that's an overhang. Oh, it's actually eyes. Well, you know what? We'll keep them darker. Shade this. Well, also, let's fix what I left there. I like to clean things up. Most of my stuff, you'll find I've cleaned it all up. As far as the JPEG artifact stuff and go. But I feel like for the devil... hello, viewer. So I'm working on the devil tarot card. And just so you can see... these are the kind of cards that I've done so far. So here's one of the colorings of the Hermit that I'm working on. Here is the video that I show. I just uploaded this a couple of days ago, where I show the the coloring of the Hermit. Here's one that I'm going to be working on coming up, and that I've been specifically saving for a live stream. It's the 9 of... And then this is one that I have actually... is based on a lot of Renaissance art. And so this is my best depiction of Renaissance in my art that I have. And then, of course, we have the one that I absolutely adore. This is... Hold on one second. This is one that I'll be covering in a YouTube video in the next couple of days. And so I'll be discussing this image in a couple of days on my YouTube. So if you aren't already subscribed, I highly encourage you to subscribe. But, you know, I'm not going to make anybody subscribe, you know. I mean, I wouldn't even if I could. All right, and here. We're going to clean this up with a pen. And then we're going to die. We're going to go darker again. With this, we're going to go more red for the crown. And then we're going to go this, that, and this. Boom, 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 boom. Now this is supposed to be an alien world. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start, because this is not... The devil, by the way, represents the things that chain us. The devil is a card. In fact, I don't like this red, actually. I'm going to go a darker shade of green to really bring out that alien. And we're going to go a greenish kind of yellow for the crown. Right. Maybe give him blue teeth. Because this is not to be confused or organization, religion, anything like that. These tarot are kind of unconnected to outside religion. They're more of a spiritual aspect that, regardless of religion, any human can take and adopt. You know, the devil represents our addictions, and it represents our anger and everything else. It's the things that we get chained to. You know, as I've been saying, the chains are the most important part of the devil, because it's things, the chains, as we'll see as I get to those figures, the chains are there to hold us down, and they're chains that we're willingly, and this is the most important part, that we're willingly allowing into our lives, in that by allowing them to take our mind, our consciousness, and to obsess over them, the more we are, sorry about that, the more we are giving ourselves over to the devil, you know, the representation of this card. to check it out? So, gotten done so far.
Wow. Oh, I like the stairs.
Yeah, they're trying to go something alien, you know, and going all dark red and black really kind of gave it a more earthly feel. So that green is there to make it, you know, that kind of alien, strange horror kind of thing.
Yeah, you can definitely feel that. Very nice. Love it.
We had one viewer. They were on my sister wanted to log in. She was doing hair with her friends, but I haven't seen them.
The gradation of the brown is really nice too.
Yeah, right. Well, in landscape, the gray slowly fades. It gets lighter and lighter as you get further away. And so in like mountainscapes, you'll notice it'll gray out.
Yeah.
And of course, it should get darker and darker going on its way in. But, you know, again, it's alien, right? And so doing the opposite of what a lighting effect should be kind of also puts you off, you know what I mean?
Right. You can feel that it's different and you can feel that it's off, but you can't really put your finger on why it's
Yes, exactly. And another thing that I'm using to kind of invoke alienness across this deck is work in secondary colors instead of primary colors, because secondary are super alien to the everyday person, you know, as a color pairing. Futurama uses it a lot. Boy. Ooh, boy. Here. So we're going to do our first pixel art on this one. And we're going to go start it out maybe with we're going to try to make some molds. And we're just sketching it out here. General coloring of it. We're going to drop down the size to about 4. And now that we got the for what we want to do. We're going to reduce our workspace while leaving as many pixels behind as possible. I hope you all can hear me. Maybe I'll turn it this way. Since that might improve the color quality. Let's see, and we're making a kind of a moldy life form here, and we're just etching out our workspace. You got me, babe. You startled the heck out of me. I mean, really, why not live stream while making art, you know? Dropping it all the way down to 1 pixel now. It's almost microbial instead of fungal, which is, I think, pretty freaking cool. It really does look like something you would see underneath a microscope, you know. Maybe I'll lean into that and do some more of these in places that I choose. I'll also probably try to darken it and give it a little shading as well, so it doesn't look so flat. And of course, I'll have to figure out how to do that as I go. It's one of the things is, you know, Photoshop, over the years, I mean, it's very difficult to work with because, you know, you have to have a good computer, you know, and all of these things. And so, you know, I'm very fortunate now to be able to have enough nice things in my life that I can work with Photoshop. Again, the first series of tarot cards, Jennifer, do you know this? The first series of tarot cards that I did, which are like this one, were actually colored with a free app on a cell phone.
Wow.
Yeah.
That makes it even more beautiful.
Right. That was when I was first opening my ghost tour company.
Wow.
That's how, I mean, yeah, it's the Fool. And it's also based off of 2 Disney properties, actually. I'll probably never be able to use this one as an official card, but it's Star-Lord and a Twi'lek.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
And,
you can see it.
yeah.
But, you know, you would probably be able to use it because it's not like it's that glaring. I mean...
Right. It's just my favorite Star-Lord moment, the dancing off of... I mean, he was dancing... It was the most foolish way to introduce a character ever, that dancing. He's going into an Indiana Jones-style freaking place, and he's just dancing his way through. I've never seen a better depiction of the Fool than that moment in Guardians of the Galaxy, you know? And then the Twi'lek has hair in the same way as a Harlequin would have in the past, so it was like, cool, I get to make the like most Star-Lord, Star Wars like character I possibly can. And so I don't know, I mean, you know, I would love to make this as the Fool card in tarot, you know, in this deck that I'm working on, but I would have to figure out if, you know, that's it's I mean, but Marvel always made derivative characters. DC made derivative characters. I mean, this is just kind of derivative of 2 things, kind of combining them Formula
Right.
One. So who knows? Oh, you know what I should do, Jennifer, is for my viewers in the background, I should grab that, should put a couple of my tarot cards, maybe next stream. Sorry.
It's okay.
So yeah, I'm working on this. It's kind of microbial. It's supposed to be a fungus. Let's see how it looks on a zoom out. Yeah. Alien, it kind of looks like an eye dot, you know, those things that you get when you stare at light. Mm-hmm. I'm definitely going to have to darken this way up. Like, I'm more chromatic. In fact, let's just go in and start darkening. And we'll leave some of these pixels behind as we do. So, let's see. And I mean, working in pixel art and, you know, working with the hand-drawn kind of outline is something that I just love doing. It's the way I did it when I got accepted into SCAD, and it's the way I did it when I got accepted into Art Institute. And I learned everything I needed to learn from them. But what I really got out of it was that was the theory, you know, the color theory, like the pairing of colors I'm doing here, and not so much the, oh man, I covered all of the purple there. And we're going to try to leave some purple behind, although I'm going to redo it as a darker purple as well. And so this is the medium I've always found I work best with, is kind of this hand-drawn style. This is the way the comic artists did it, and that's how I figured this back when I was working on Pararoll in Kepler City. And so this card, by the way, calls us into question of what is holding us back? What are we choosing to maintain in our lives that is preventing us from moving forward and progressing? And for me, I tend to find it's my frustration with the fact that the universe doesn't behave in a manner that I think it should. People around me do things that I think are crazy and dumb and sometimes outright evil. And I get upset about that. You know, I expect the universe to really I've always wanted it to behave in a certain way. And one of my biggest hang-ups is that I get very upset when it never does. You know, I would love to see people treat each other with love and compassion and stuff like that. And more often than not, you know, when it comes to the things in the world, I don't get my expectations very often. And that's one of the things that's always chained me down, is it's always chained me down with anger, you know? And that's the beautiful thing. It's the devil is to ask yourself, well, what chains you down? What is in your life that is holding you back? It could be depression. It could be things like alcoholism, or you know, anything along those lines. Let's see, how's that looking? Is that better? I just don't like that at all. Well, we'll leave it for now. I'll come back to it. JPEG artifacts there. All the little tiny dots. I'm gonna leave it on this card. Normally I clean it up, but I think it works for the devil. Oh my god, it's so much more horrifying. Alright, I'm going to fill in as many of these pixels as I can. Any doubles? I'm not doing the smaller ones. One by ones get ignored. Everything else I color. How about that? I really don't know. Maybe I should promote this, post it to my Instagram. Could I ask you a favor? Find the link and just post it to my Instagram. I should be unlocked and everything. Post it to my Facebook as well. If you go into Chrome and you enter Facebook into Chrome, Instagram I have installed as an app.
You want to share it to Facebook, you said too?
Yeah. Maybe we should close the tour for tonight. I'm probably going to be doing this all night. Or, for a while. Probably not all night. We'll leave it open.
So just share it to. Can't figure out how to share it to Instagram though.
Oh, maybe next time I should stream on Instagram. I should make an Instagram account for Haunted Harbor Tours, or I should just use my personal Instagram. That's probably the way to go.
Oops. I shared it to Facebook.
Okay. Thank you, babe. I think Instagram's better to live stream art on. I don't. Who? Me? So the represents, actually, just ignore that. The Devil Tarot represents the things that chain us down, the ideas that we hold on to, the resentments that we carry. By removing the chains, we are freeing ourselves from the resentments. And we choose to hold ourselves to these chains of resentment. kind of make her look a little like Starfleet, you know? She's, you know, kind of what I was going for when designing her uniform was kind of like a, I guess red would probably work better for Starfleet. Although, yeah, she's supposed to be, you know, something, an alien who has come to this world, probably to investigate the disappearance of this man, you know, is kind of the idea here. You know, she's like, you know, Starfleet's like, hey, and this human from a pre-developed Star Trek society has gotten himself lost on this. Or it could be any alien race. I mean, it's not necessarily human. In fact, again, I tried to make all my figures not human for the Crystal Galaxy Tarot. And so this guy, well, he's got an ape skeletal structure. He's got a human skeletal structure, so I guess sometimes, you know, I just draw from what I draw a lot of this kind of a meditation and stuff. I want her pink? No. Alien. Let's go green for her. Maybe more nebula, more like blue. Yeah, I like that. Kind of make her a little zombie too. I like that a lot. Oh, and there's a little bit of fabric that's kind of transparent there. There we have it. I missed the ones in the front. Wow. can't believe I made that error. Guess I'll just go up a lighter color. We're gonna drop color darker. Oops. And darker still. Oops. Whoops. Oh my goodness, I love this skull. It looks so good. These JPEG artifacts. Holy shit, man. These artifacts are working in my favor here. Oh my god, screenshot this. Holy shit. just gonna send an email real quick. Right, I forgot. This was based off of the cosmonauts. Get Keith to log on. Was that a good conversation? Was that a good call?
It was what?
Oh. I thought it was a lawyer. No, that's just frilling. That's more decorative. This is this color. We'll go darker with this. Boom, boom. And then we'll go here. Do these tubes. Boom, boom. One of those tubes. I actually really like it with JPEG artifacts remaining on this one.
Gives it a different effect.
Yeah, look at the skull.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah, you definitely don't want to get rid of that.
Mm-mm. And these aren't the final colors. colors. This is just the parameters I'm giving myself to work with. I imagine all of these I'm going to be coloring for years, you know. Releasing updates, you know, I don't know. Recolors, really. But that's kind of the cool thing about art is, you know, it's never finished. You're just ready to release and say, I'm done with this. But the beautiful thing about this is that with these illustrations, I can color them in different ways. And, you know, I can improve my skills. And it really is just one of the best ways to go about it. And by the way, I can see if you enter anything into the chat. So if you want to say anything, know that I will read it. I am actively watching the fact that people are present and tuning in. And if you want, I can discuss the tarot. This is kind of a AMA. I can tell you about the card I'm doing. And if you want to guess the card that I'm working on, you can feel free. It's it should be readily available if you know that, readily known if you. It's one of. And so right now I'm just kind of filling this in. I really want to get these horns outlined. Let's see. I'm gonna go more red, I think. Oh, yeah. And then some darker green. Yeah, and that's our pattern. Kind of a little where the wild things are with these horns. I like it. Look at them. Look at them.
Yeah, it is.
I love Where the Wild Things Are. That was my favorite storybook as a kid. And I can read your chats if you're watching. Thank you for joining us. This is just a real... And it's wonderful to be able to share it with you. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I know it's so beautiful outside. But it means a lot to me that you're in here watching this, as I do. One of my many tarot cards. By the way, I have, here's another tarot card that I've done. This is the High Priestess. which shows the chaos that comes from trying to seek information that you might not be supposed, need. And so I've depicted it as scientists opening a gateway into the higher state. And then, of course, here's one I'm going to be doing coming up, which is the Nine of Cups. And I'll probably discuss that in more detail as I work on it. And then here's one that I'm going to be doing a YouTube video on, kind of showing off. It's actually 3 tarot cards in one, the Three of Cups, the Pentacles, and a character that I plan to design for the Magician. And of course, all of these will have standard cards. This is just a piece of art I wanted to make that was slightly inspired by the tarot. And right now we're working on VX. I don't think I can really say too often what this card's name is, because I think YouTube will demonetize me for it, don't you? Yeah. And so I'm not that I'm monetized now, but just covering my bases. I love this staircase going up. And what's so funny is once I color it, I can see lines, the places that I missed. Like there's nothing here or here or here. You see that? And that's kind of the fun of this, is that I have to deal with those mistakes. It's like I gave myself a challenge in the future by missing those, I said, hey, future Alex. And, eventually, this is the phase in which I fix those errors that I know I make. But if I don't catch them while I'm drawing them, I gotta catch them while I'm digitally coloring them. Or I leave them. And with this, leaving it would be a pretty interesting design choice, because the devil represents the need to leave things that doing what we need to do, So, both of my viewers are gone. Maybe I should stop talking. They seem to log out when I start talking. I do think I'm going to go more red with her. I think it needs a little thing. That's actually pretty fucking cool. Oh my gosh, I've given myself such a hellscape here. I did that as a big F you to future me. I know I remember doing this and saying, I'm going to enjoy coloring this later. Kat Smith did her tarot cards with a paintbrush and canvases. The original Rider-Waite, Fucking fishnets, man. And the worst part is, it's probably not going to be the color that I'm going to go with. Fuck. All right, well, let's get the pen out. Ooh. Had to let go of a bunch of anxiety that just built up inside of me, you know? It's embarrassing to stream the creation of art online, you know, but it's also really thrilling. Never done something like this before. I've played video games. I don't get embarrassed about that because I know I'm bad at it. But with art, it's like I know I'm bad at it, but I also am trying to be as good as I can be. And so that puts me, because I mean, like, with video games, I just have a low expectation of what I can do, you know? But with my art, it's like I have set such a high expectation for myself that I, you know, and that's the devil showing up. Isn't that interesting? Right? Like, this is the perfect card to start with, because it's the things that hold us back, you know? And it's, you know, my embarrassment about doing a live stream like this is something that holds me back, you know? It's something that I should do more often. I should definitely do it on Instagram next time. Because Instagram is where people go to watch art, I think. Wouldn't you agree? Oh, man. So much more fishnet to go.
Don't even look at the end.
No.
You just have more. Just keep going.
Just keep going. It's like there's some that I've just left as like 3 freaking pixels. What a dick move that I did to myself. I remember drawing these and being like, man, I'm going to hate photoshopping this one. And there's probably a faster method, but you know, I mean, it's like I work in Photoshop so sporadically, you know, it takes being able to run a big massive computer and building a big massive computer and all that jazz that, you know, I mean, this is something that I've loved all my life, but I gotta do so rare. It's kind of like playing a video game, you know? It's like you can get lost in it, and it's unlike a video game, it gives you a reward, you know? I mean, when I finish this, I have a new piece of art that I've made, which is just so freaking awesome. And I love showing off the art that I make digitally because, you know, my 2-dimensional art on canvas and all that is really fun and cartoonish and weird, you know? But these, like, when I show people this and, oh, look, this little pixel, look at that. Look at that little skull. That's hilarious. I love that. We'll just make those eyes red. There we go. Some pixel. Although It's a live stream, so. Yeah, on a lot of these, I like to do weird stuff like that, you know, hide things, stuff like that. Of course, you know, I mean, I have to get it printed in that kind of size of a scale. Let's see. I want to go with this, but I want to go a little. Yeah. So she's supposed to be kind of like Starfleet, you know, and this was inspired by a cosmonaut, you know, a Russian cosmonaut. Like, and each of these, you know, have come to this kind of alien world, and I want to put like mushrooms and things, but this bacteria looks awful. So it's supposed to be fungus, but I'm going to put in mushrooms and things to really illustrate this as an alien world. But you know, these two astronauts have tried coming here, and they both ended up getting chained to their, you know, and yeah. So there's a story behind all of my tarot. I try to find the meaning of the cards and, you know, really get into the kind of the definition and create an idea of what that card represents and how to depict it in a way that is interesting and unique. Let's go lighter here. Now that we're getting away from the body. We'll do these three kind of in shadow, and then we'll return to this. That really should. That's perfect. Oh. We'll go lighter here. And I can read the chat if you guys need to ask any questions, you want to participate in the AMA. I am watching the chat. I'm only streaming in YouTube. And that's going to be different in the future. I'll probably bring in Instagram and maybe Twitch. Ooh, look at all these artifacts. I could color them in, but this time I want to leave them. I want to leave them for this card, so I'm going to go in and just clean it up. Oh no, the thumbnail image I used didn't update with the image that I made. It's using that Haunted Harbor Tours photo of the State House.
Oh no.
Which is cool. I like that photo of the State House. I was very proud of that photo. I took it a couple of years ago. I mean, I could have... But I don't know. I mean, I put it on OBS to update, and it didn't. This thing is grotesque, man. Really, it's grotesque. It's about as horrifying a devil as I, when I show it to people, some people freaking love it, man. They look at it and they go, "Oh my god, that one." It points to this one and says, "This is the one I absolutely love." But it's happened on several occasions. And I wasn't even ever really planning on coloring this one because of how grotesque it was. I was planning on doing it again.
So you have different versions of this card?
Well, I'm going to make more, yeah. Where did that pen get off to? My stylus, where'd you go? Come on, I want to do some pixel art.
Is it right down there?
Yes, there it is. And actually, I tell you what, single viewer, you're here. I'll continue streaming.
Well, I think
I'm gonna. What?
I'm watching my
Okay. Then I'm gonna.
So, there we go. Just
Whew. I mean, even if it doesn't get watched today, while I'm streaming, I've had at one point 3 people on, which ain't great. It's not back when I was streaming video games. Maybe, but, hold on. Switch it over to a more pleasant image for a moment. I have to take a break from this one. It's amazing how, yeah.
draining.
The devil may be as work intensive as endless mountains that I did. Sorry, I just need a moment. How are you doing? You done with your work? I got it all done today. That's awesome. I mean, and that's one of the things they observed in like 2020 was that work was able to get done easier and faster from work at home. Productivity shot up, you know. Alright, I've been streaming for 2 hours. What do you say we stop the stream? And I can edit it down, I think, from YouTube. Cut out parts. But I can leave it up for a couple of days before I do that. And so I tell you what, I'm going to jump in and color another one in the near future. I might work on one next time that I've got further along, such as the High Priestess. And with that, deuces, check out my vids, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, whatever, and I'll check you out later. This is